said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic, cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
I know. I might get this for me singing, you know what I mean?
Singing?
Freaking right, you can record with this.
Oh,
Obviously,
we don't record with this, it's a mic. Do you know what I mean?
you record into the mic.
Yeah, you're singing to the
Singing.
mic.
You flipping div.
What are you singing like?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're just going to be a singer?
No, I'm,
It's on the to-do list.
as in,
Be builder, check. Be singer, oh, that's still to do.
no, I'm writing a song with a mate at the moment.
Oh, it's not.
With my,
What?
no. No, with Joe, the guy I was telling you about, Pounds.
Yeah.
So maybe we want to release something before the end of the year.
No fucking way. Mm-hmm. No fucking way.
So we'll see how that goes.
What kind of music are you going to do?
Just, proper like racist. No, I'm joking.
No. Is it Christian based? Is it Christian based music?
I don't know yet. Maybe. Part of it will be.
It could be.
It'll have a message it'll be a good message. Do you know what I mean? Everything alright.
Like the Good Boys. But they don't have no message in it.
No.
Thing is, what are you doing it for? What's the reason for doing it?
I'm not sure yet.
That's what you need to find out. Because that's the decider, isn't it? If you want to make a lot of money, probably don't pigeonhole it. My advice.
No.
If you put like a Jesus spin on it, like you're going to turn a lot of people off.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But I don't care.
So if you don't care, then there's your answer, I would say.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to find out. Like, I don't know if I want to do it for... Well, I definitely want to do it for fun. And then see, kind of like this. Do you know what I mean? Wait, you want to do it as business.
Yeah.
But if it goes somewhere, then I'll be buzzing. We'll see. Take it slow. But we got an idea. We got something that we're working off. But it'll be based on life, I think. Some of my life experiences.
What is the idea? How can you not tell? Is it secret?
It's a secret.
Is it?
Yeah. It's definitely life experience related.
Ah.
So,
Interesting. What life experience do you have?
fam,
Yeah?
more than people should at 28.
To be fair, you do. You've been through some stuff. This is true. Do you know what? I'm going to ask you something, right? It's something I know about you. You know when you came, because you came to England, right? How old?
13?
And if my memory serves me right, what you told me is you weren't very good at English then.
Nah, fam. All I could say is, I am Ben.
That was it.
Literally.
Sound like Borat.
Yeah, proper bar, like.
Hello.
Yeah, literally.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
But no, like serious note, right?
Yeah.
And this is what, it wasn't meant to be a funny thing. It was like, you went into Eastbourne School.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Fam.
Come close to the mic, brother.
Ooh, is that good? Next level. So, first day, right, remember this. I walk into school. So, obviously, I don't speak English. There's one Romanian guy in school that I kind of knew of. The school decides to put me in touch with head of year, who turned out to be David Johnny. Now, they thought, Ben's Romanian, Dave's Czech, they'll be able to speak with each other. Honestly, proper stupid. So they literally told Dave,
He's foreign,
put them together.
You can't do that.
Eastbourne, innit?
Eastbourne, innit? Oh no.
So,
no, that's wrong on so many levels.
Innit? So literally, Dave was meant to like show me around and stuff, which he did, but he couldn't communicate with each other. How mad's that?
Could he speak English?
Yeah, he could speak, because he was here for 4 years by then.
Right.
So he could speak a bit of English, obviously. Aye? Mad that.
So, like, obviously, do you know what? I went to big school, right? We all did.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine what joining big school from another country, not speaking the language, and it being a pretty rough school as well, was like. Did you get gyp when you started? Like, was there trouble? Were you tortured? Were you bullied? Or was it just sound?
Oh, mate, I was so bullied.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but at first I didn't know. So it didn't matter.
You couldn't understand?
Nah. But it's so weird because I couldn't speak English, right? Well, I could understand a bit. I remember first lesson, first of all, we went to IT, yeah? And I walked in and everyone had their own computer. So for me, I was like, no way. Like, unreal. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously the school I went into Romania, there was an IT room. So there was about 10 computers and that was it. So every year group had to go every lesson, if that made sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I can't English now. So obviously it was like all computers and that. So I walked in, everyone had their own computer. I was like, that's mad.
Like enough computers for pupils,
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing.
And I remember this girl looked at me. She was called Sophie. I remember this.
Oh,
She looked at me and she went, you haven't got a clue what we're saying. And I said, no. And that was it. That's all I remember from that day. How mad's that though? I can picture exactly, purple chairs, everything.
You can see it.
And that's my first memory of Eastbourne.
Huh. So, Dave Johnny from Czech,
Yeah.
obviously not same language.
No.
You paired with him.
Yeah.
Because they think two people who don't speak English,
Makes sense.
they'll communicate.
Yeah.
Oh, why wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? Of course.
Yeah.
Was he in your classes?
No, so...
Same age though, right?
Yeah, same age. He was basically same year group, but because I couldn't speak English, they put me in with all the dum-dums, basically. Right? So obviously I couldn't speak English. So I go to maths, right? First lesson. And then obviously, first of all, everyone's like, proper swearing at teachers. I've never heard that in my life. Like, not even to raise your voice at a teacher in Romania.
No.
Nah, fam, big
No,
no.
fam.
Here, I've seen people throw chairs.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh,
Especially in your school.
popcorn and that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Proper bad though. Yeah, so it was proper simple maths, and I was like, is this what school is like over here? Like,
They're all divvies.
yeah. So I'm like, I was bossing this, so we got something to do.
Because you're a bright lad, right?
I'd like to think so. It would take him, I don't know, 10 minutes. I would be doing like 30 seconds. Because even though I couldn't speak English, like, you can
Numbers
work it
are the
out. It's
same.
maths, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then, obviously, Dave was in the higher group. I got put in the lower group, and the teachers realised, look, like, yeah, he doesn't speak English, but he knows what he's doing. So I got moved in the group with Dave, actually, which was fun. And then, obviously, from there, David Johnny, first person I met in school. Went to college with David Johnny. Went to uni with David. And then he married my cousin.
Then he marries your cousin.
Married my cousin.
Almost incest.
In that?
Almost.
Yeah.
You know.
That's mental though.
Mental.
So he's literally the longest. That's mad how life works.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? You were literally by, what would be considered a kind of like improper pairing at the beginning, like in hindsight.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like, doesn't really work like that. Just because he's Czech and he's Romanian doesn't mean this big. But because of that, let's be honest, you can't like brothers. You're family.
Oh mate, we're literally family now.
You're literally family.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, so look, Dave is one of the nicest lads you can
absolute angel.
you can have. And it's so funny because when my cousin came over, obviously Dave was over. I can't remember exactly how they met. But I know my cousin started liking Dave. And obviously, I should normally say, like, watch how if you do anything to my cousin, I'll kill you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that.
No.
I went to my cousin. I know what she's like. No,
Do you do anything to my dad? Is that what it
I
was?
said, Bea, like, Dave's a really, really good lad. So
He's
if
a
you want to
nice
mess him about, don't do that. He doesn't do that, And she was like, it's meant to be the other way around, man. I was like, I know, but, Dave is my brother.
I always forget, Tabby.
Yeah.
Bea's your cousin.
Yeah, she's my
I
cousin.
always forget.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Strange how that works.
Yeah.
Well, if you believe in destiny and, all the universe stuff happens for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say that's it in motion, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
But it's so, this is how, I think it's just mental. Obviously, if I never would have moved to the UK, Bea's life would look so different today. Right?
well, absolutely.
So, like, it just shows we have, we can kind of do whatever we want, but we set ways without meaning to, or like, we don't really control what happens. Obviously, we don't. But it's weird, like, if I didn't come here tonight, your night would have been different.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it is.
That sounds so like deep, but do you know what I mean? Like,
well, if you I often think that world is just the whole world and universe, everything that's ever happened, everything that ever will happen, everything that's happening right now, blah blah blah, is all on chance. It's all just on little split-second decisions.
okay, so you don't think we were born and our life was set? Do you? Because a lot of people believe, right?
No, I don't believe that.
You don't.
I'd like to believe that, but I don't. It scientifically can't be true. I can't see it. Can't see it all been already written.
Yeah.
I have a funny way of looking at these type of things, right? This might not relate directly to it, but like, like if you ask for a miracle, or you ask for like, you want something.
Yeah.
I've found through my life, being somebody who has faith, be somebody that believes in something. Not exactly sure what I believe in. We'll touch on that in a bit.
Okay.
But I believe in something.
Right.
And what I believe is that you don't get given things. So if you want something, I don't, certainly with me, it might be different for other people, but it doesn't work so like I say, like, oh God, please let me have this. And he goes, okay, there you go. That's not how it works. I say, oh, please God, let me have this. And he'll open a door for me and he'll let me go and get it. Do you know what I mean?
Free will.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. I'm not bright enough to sort of put it into words, but he gives me, the miracle isn't the gift. He doesn't just give me it. He gives me the opportunity to go and get it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'll get it.
Yeah.
But he gives me a path to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think, obviously that's
a
very hard question, but I believe we have something called free will, what you just described. Obviously, we'll probably touch on it in a minute. Obviously, I'm a Christian, and I believe there's a God. I believe there's a purpose in my life, but I don't believe I was born in A and I will get to Z, if that makes sense. Like, as in it's all set for me. I don't believe that. I believe we have free will and we make our own choices, but in the end, we will get kind of to the same destination. It just might be a bit more difficult, or all depends what we do in life. Does that make sense?
You said that example.
Yeah.
That free will. We start here, the end's here.
Yeah.
But you're still saying free will.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you will end up at the point you're supposed to end up at.
Yeah.
But what happens if your decisions along the way don't take you there?
Wait, that's what I mean. So obviously we're here. Let's say you're meant to get here. In between is free will.
Right.
Right. So you might go like this, backwards on yourself, but eventually you'll get there unless you don't, because we have free will and we kind of...
But you know what the thing is? The start and the finish? The finish, we don't know what that is.
True.
So I was about to say to you, all right, okay, what happens? You walk out of here now, and you look at a guy, you say, I'm going to kill him. You murder him, you go to prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Then I was going to say, then you didn't get there. But your answer could be, that's where I was supposed to get to. No,
I don't think so. But because we can, you get to choose what you want to do, you might never get what you meant to get, if that makes sense. But all depends how you look at that. What does that mean, getting there? Do you know what I mean? So for me, okay, obviously I am married. I've been married for 8 years. I chose to marry Tabby. Okay, question for you. Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, the short answer is yes.
Okay. Is there only one soulmate out there for you?
No. Nope.
Okay. So I kind of agree with that, I think. So obviously, I believe I'm the happiest I could ever be with Tabby. I could have married someone else.
And been as happy.
Or not as happy.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. But what I'm saying, that is my choice, right? Yeah. So I think, obviously, I believe in marriage. I believe, in getting married, having kids, all that. I think it's a good thing. It's something I want in my life. I could have done it with someone else. I still would have got to the end destination, which in my head is marriage in this example.
Yeah.
I could have went that way, but maybe I wouldn't have been as happy. It's just an example. Does that make sense?
It does.
So I think just like a game, there's missions in life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
That's the best way to put it, I think.
Yeah. So your soulmate thing,
Yeah.
just go into that a bit more. You believe there's more than one soulmate, potentially?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with the word soulmate.
Compatible.
100%. There's definitely people that you're more compatible with. Obviously, with me, I'm a divvy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But Tabby probably gets me. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know how she does it.
Yin and yang, isn't it?
I know, honestly, mental. But is there someone else out there who could maybe understand me? Yeah, probably.
The laws of averages would say
Yeah,
yes.
there's like flipping 3 billion people out there, isn't it?
6, 7,
No,
7 billion.
I swear there's 3. We just crossed 3 billion people.
I know things be met.
What?
Nearly 8. You know, they're knocking babies out, mate.
Yeah,
You know what, right?
that's mad.
Do you know, see that 7.8 billion?
Yeah.
7.7 billion live in China.
On the Great Wall and that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people in China, right? There's 1 billion people in China, is that right?
I don't actually
They have
know.
like 1/8 of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 1 billion. Have a look at that,
Let's see.
Southpaw. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, it's, yeah, see?
1.4 billion.
So they
That's
have,
mad. Why
what's
that?
that maths? What percentage do they have of the world? They have 1.5 billion. Let's call it, for argument's sake, 8 billion, 9 billion. What was it? 8
Well,
billion.
7.8.
Yeah.
My maths
So
is
if there
terrible.
was 14 billion in the world, they'll have 10%. But it's half of that. So they have about 5% of the population.
No.
Yeah.
They don't have no 5%, Ben. Where are you getting that from? That's not 5%, mate. No, mate, you're miles
14
off.
billion.
They have 1.5 billion, and there's
Yeah.
8 billion.
So
Anyone want to chime in?
nearly, no, sorry.
They have like
nearly
20% of the
50%?
world. No.
I don't know. My math's terrible now.
I see why you were in that class at school, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Back to Eastbourne.
Yeah. Just go on percentage calculator. Oh, no,
Yeah.
I don't know how to write a billion.
I think it's around
I
15%.
don't know how many knots are in a billion, so I couldn't even do it.
I think that's 15%.
Right, listen.
15% of the world. Around,
Yeah, that's
We'll
what.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
around
go with
there.
that.
Yeah, we'll go
Let's
with
just say that.
You know what I mean? Moving on, yeah. Listen, we're builders, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Count them bricks off. Yeah, don't know how we got on to China. But look, that's what it is. Yeah, compatibility.
Yeah.
I believe when you marry somebody and you made the decision, that you not marry. When you made the decision that you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, they must be your soulmate. Or
Yeah.
one of your soulmates.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, because you made that decision. Mm-hmm. But I do not believe there's only one.
No.
That can't be possible.
No. Because then what if you never meet that person?
Exactly.
Does that mean you missed out on happiness for the rest of your life?
So I mean, you've got a 1 in 8 billion chance of meeting them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not 1 in 3, 1 in 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it. But for example, for me, I had a checklist in my head of what that person I wanted to reflect or have qualities. Yeah, 100%.
You had a checklist.
Yeah,
Did you ever
absolutely.
write it down?
No, like obviously I had some things in my head, you know, like for example, I want her to care about family, you know, to want kids because I want kids. Some people don't, which is fine. But yeah, like stuff like that. So she ticked everything for me when I was 14. Yeah.
Hang on. Was Tabby already here when you met her?
No.
Hang on. How did a kid who'd moved to Darlo and Eastbourne, how did you meet Tabby, who lived in Romania?
So we met in Romania before I moved over here.
Oh.
So she's one of my oldest friends
right.
over there.
Actually, this rings a bell. I think you told me this a long time ago. This rings a bell now.
Yeah, so I moved to the UK literally a year or two later. I don't even know how we came across, but I just said, jokingly, I said, one day I'll marry you. She was like, haha, no, you won't. Obviously, there's like 4 years between us. So I was 14, she was 18.
You just thought you were a little divvy.
Yeah, a little divvy, little kid. What you know, 14, you know.
Snotting on yourself.
No, wait, I swear. I'm married.
Who's this divvy?
No, honestly, so she was like, obviously, just, you know, you're a little kid.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. But, you know, I insisted for many, many years.
Did you?
And then she gave in. No. Yeah. So obviously got engaged when I was 18, married when I was 19. Mad.
That's pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, because a lot of people were like, oh, is it an arranged marriage? Because obviously I'm Romanian. I'm like, no, it don't work like that. We're not Indians.
That's not how Romanians work.
No, but a lot of people don't know.
It's a Christian nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, vast majority is Christian.
Yeah, yeah.
And Protestant. Like, they're the combination, right?
Yeah. But I think for me, so my parents got married when they were really young, which doesn't mean a lot. However, I've seen them together and I know how happy they are. I've never seen them argue once in my life.
Never.
Once.
Wow.
Obviously, they would bicker and that, but I've never seen them shout or anything like that.
Never.
Which I don't really understand because I shout all the time.
You do, like. You
Don't
shout
I?
when you're happy, though.
I shout for fun.
Yeah,
Like
you
now, I want to
yeah.
shout. Do you know what I mean? It's what I do.
Yeah.
So, but apparently my dad was the same when he was my age. So that's where I get it from, which is mad. But
Your
yeah,
dad was nuts too?
yeah.
Was he?
Proper like me, apparently. But now he's proper like mellow and boring and that.
Never.
Nah, it's not boring.
That
It's
will
alright.
not happen to you.
No.
I can't see it.
No.
I can't
I
see
mean,
it.
I do play golf now, so that's kind of boring.
I know, I just couldn't imagine you not being like extremely extroverted.
Well,
just
I
couldn't
think
picture it.
the fact that I've got ADHD kind of has.
Have you genuinely got it? Or are you just saying you got it?
So,
I think I've got it.
yeah, I've never went to the GP. I've done, like, to get, officially
Yeah.
recognised. Do you reckon they'll give me a badge in that?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'd love a blue badge.
Imagine that. You can just swing it outside of anywhere. Imagine
I'd
that.
love that.
I'd
No,
love a badge.
It's not even funny, but I would love that.
Yeah, I would too.
Mate, just like all people, they think, because they've got blue badge and they park anywhere.
Oh, yeah. That blue badge.
Yeah.
Mate, that could, the fines I've had, that could have saved me a fortune.
Oh, mate, I know. Yeah, no, but I've done loads of tests and that. And I was like, yeah, fam, you've got it.
Have they?
I mean, stuff like, look at me now, like even my legs, I kind of stand still, which is, I was banging on everything when I was a kid.
You play
and
drums though, right?
Yeah, I play drums. Yeah.
That was a good,
Yeah. Way to get it out.
release of that, wasn't it?
But my parents are like, they're of the generation, there's no such thing as, mental health problems or
Yeah.
you get on with life.
Yeah.
My dad's don't get me wrong, he's the loveliest guy ever, but he's a strong Romanian builder. Do you know what I mean? There's no emotions there.
No.
Like, he'll never show it.
It's just not a thing from their generation.
No. So, like, oh, you've got depression. No, you don't.
No such thing.
Get on with it. Which, don't get me wrong, we live in a society where it's gone the other way. But I do think some things, like, you can take medication for and you should get checked out for. You know what I mean? ADHD being one of them. But I'd be scared, like, what if I go and be like, yeah, you need medication, and they make me proper boring and that?
You don't have to take it.
No, that's what I mean. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Am I a lot for people around me? Yes.
But some of the most creative people, I like that. Some of the most creative people have an edge to the personality,
Yeah.
you know?
A bit of the tism.
Yeah. A touch of tism.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true though. They do. But generations, like, I mean, I'm older than you, as you know.
Just a bit.
Yeah. And I think when I'm born in 1985, but my mum always says to me, like, looking back, you definitely had some kind of some kind of personality thing, some kind of attention deficit, because like I was just up the wall. I just didn't know how to sit still. Just constantly knocking stuff over and everything, and just like a whirlwind. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't a thing then.
No.
And never mind then. Like, it was very rare, but your dad, Romanian builder, what are you talking about?
Right.
You're soft. That's what's wrong with you. You just need a
Man
good
up.
Yeah, you just need a slap. Let's get to work. Do you know what I mean? Like, same as my dad. Like, that generation. Like, no.
No.
What are you talking about?
No,
There's no
that
such
was
thing as that nonsense. We've touched about that in here before, like depression and that. It's funny. Everybody from my granddad's era, there was no such thing as depression.
Yeah.
It just did not exist. You never heard anybody say, "Oh, I'm depressed."
Do you know the thing also though, we have social media and we just see it everywhere.
Oh,
if you want to
toxic.
put out a message, it'll be out in seconds to anywhere.
Totally toxic.
Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I'm all for boycott it. I'm all for boycott social media.
Yeah,
I don't think it's good.
It's got, don't get me wrong, it's got some good things about it. As in, I quite like to see what, my friends are up to, but that's about it. And I'm like, no one puts up there when you're having a bad day. Show me something. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I've been crying all day. Whatever. Take a selfie and put it up and write that. Do you know what I mean? People don't really do that.
Very fake.
Yeah, very fake.
Yeah, it's. I found that, and I didn't figure this out on my own, but just through like people talking about how negative social media can be for you, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody once said, like, when you look on these social media and you scroll through these things, because it's just this like fake stuff for the most part. You're either being sold to, you're either getting banged full of like some kind of either correct or incorrect information.
Yeah.
And there's all these people who seem to have everything.
Yeah.
The cars, the clothes, and all. You come off like, and you feel down. And I started like recognizing this. So now I actually like I very rarely go on now, but when I do, I like, it's a habit, as you know.
Yeah.
Like my hands act before my brain. And I'll find myself going through and I'm like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be looking at that. And I'll come away and I'll check myself because I've heard this said. I think, how do you feel now? And I think, yeah, negative.
Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah.
I think it's negative.
Yeah, you never really just go in it to get a boost, a happy, I'm so happy now, I'm buzzing.
No, I don't think so.
So, this is probably a bit controversial, but I actually quite like TikTok. So for me, if I'm ever, I don't know, down or whatever, there's so much stupid videos on there.
They cheer you up.
Yeah.
Bit of
They
fun.
do, yeah. But that's about it.
That's true. I'm going to agree with that because there's been times when I've seen the odd reel, some hamster sucking a water bottle off, and I'm thinking, that's funny, or a cat doing something silly, it cheers her up.
Yeah, but that's about it. Get rid of it anyway. We don't need it, do we?
Not really. I'd like a world without it, to be
Imagine
fair.
that.
I can't because I lived in it.
Of course, you're old, yeah.
Thanks,
I
mate.
keep forgetting.
Thanks, mate. Don't look it, though.
No, you don't, mate.
No, I remember a world without it.
Yeah.
Wasn't any different. People met more.
Yeah.
People met up more.
Yeah.
I don't know. The jury's out. I think there's some negative, some positive. Let's see.
Well,
I have a belief that one day it'll be boycotted. That's my belief.
reckon?
One day, yeah.
I don't know. Who knows, mate? The way things are looking, AI and that will take over the world.
We've just been banging on about that. Don't get me started.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, what's your view on it, Ben?
AI?
What do you think is going to happen?
I think everything is designed for us to be lazy, very, very lazy. We live in a world where we got attention span of like 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you work in sales. If it doesn't catch you within seconds, see you later. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to get worse. Obviously, have you seen the new VR headset from Apple?
Mm-mm.
Mad. Right? So we could be doing this right now.
Right.
You could be at home with a headset on. I could be in my house with a headset on, but we could be in this room. And apparently it's got like some sort of cameras where we can see each other and like look at each other as we do right now, as if we're next to each other.
What?
So that's mad.
It's very mad.
But yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Do you think it's dangerous? Do you think AI is...
100%.
How do you feel about the potential dangers of what could happen with AI?
Well, obviously we don't know much about it yet.
No.
But if you've got the likes of Elon Musk saying, we kind of need to, get some rules in place now, who I'd like to think is very clever. He knows what he's talking about more than me and you.
You'd like to think so.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he's saying that, then who knows?
And that's my worry. Certainly, I mean, I've just had a conversation with Johnny earlier, one of our graphic designers from work. And he's like in a different, I won't say belief, but he doesn't fear it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't fear it. And he thinks, he's excited and he thinks it's going to be very positive on the whole. I want to think that. And I don't know whether I'm being like blagged, by these Elon Musks and by these people that are saying, we need to act now. This is going to end the planet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to believe, do you?
No. I think there will be a lot of jobs put at risk. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't remember. There was this author who wrote 4 books, very, very well known. I can't remember his name. But I think he was on a podcast, actually. And they've asked the AI to write something in his style, right? Mm-hmm. A 5th novel, let's say.
Right.
So he read it And then he kind of said, you couldn't pay me to not believe that I didn't write this.
It's that good?
Yeah, that good. So he's saying, you know, it's got his thinking, so that's scary. I mean, I went on it just to mess about to like, and I said, write me a song in the style of Laney, a band I like, literally word by word. It's like, oh my goodness, it's mad. Feels like Laney. Obviously, that's just a silly example. But who knows what it's going to do. It's only going to get more clever.
Hold that thought, I've got to pee. I've got to pee. I can't think of what. I drink too much caffeine, boys. That's what it is, them girls.
Oh, also, ADHD apparently,
Don't.
a symptom of it, you can have Red Bull, coffee, and go straight to bed. That's not
me.
normal.
That's me.
That's me.
That's me.
I thought that was normal.
I thought that was normal. I drink Red Bull all day.
Yeah, I know you do.
Like all day, every day.
Your blood is Red Bull.
Yeah. I got to bed. No problem. See you in a bit. I can fall asleep anywhere, anytime.
So can I.
Like when I go to an airport, like I
Yeah.
smash Red Bull the
Yeah.
whole way and I just get off the plane, see you in a bit. Yeah. Nothing.
Isn't that
I can
weird?
sleep- I can sleep in a washing line. You know what I mean? I could. Just fall asleep in a washing line. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a bit hard, but aye.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Do you know in the olden days, this is not even a lie, right? No.
No, go.
Listen, hear me out. People used to sleep on washing lines.
How?
Swear down. And they would charge you for it, right? You would stand up. I'm not shitting you. Google this, Southpaw. There was such a thing as the very poor people, when they rested, they could pay a small amount of money and put their arms over like a washing line and
Right.
sleep stood up.
Never.
What's that?
That's crazy. Oh, okay, like that.
So there was these places where there was loads of lines like this, and people would pay money to rest like this, and you would just sleep stood up. Well, I was looking afraid. Yeah.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
The old saying, I could sleep in a clothesline, it came from anywhere. It's a thing. It's a thing. It isn't just like a saying. People used to sleep on clotheslines.
During the Great Depression. See, people were depressed back in the day.
People who couldn't afford to sleep in a bed could pay 2p for a spot on a bench with a clothesline tied in front of them so they could sleep while hanging over a rope.
That's mad, that.
Imagine that, fam.
Should we try it?
I'd rather just lay on the floor.
Should we try bring it back? There's a business idea for
I
you.
know, yeah. Selling clotheslines.
Yeah.
No, these are sleep lines.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Just painted pink and that, I don't know.
Yeah, painted pink. Yeah. Yeah, so it comes from somewhere, that.
Yeah, clearly.
I want to ask you about web design.
Okay.
Okay. That's how I remember meeting you.
Yeah.
I remember you walking in one day, this skinny kid
Yeah.
with your big, funny haircut, which is what you had then. It was a very nice haircut, I
Yeah,
might add.
long
It
hair.
was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I remember you coming in that day, and you, that isn't what, this is what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you is, why did you leave it?
Why the leave web design?
Yeah, because I have my own think as to why it is, but I want to hear why from you.
I mean, totally honest.
It's probably the answer I've got.
Okay.
Go on.
Obviously, I worked. I'm not going to name the places.
Yeah.
Obviously, at that place where we worked, and then at your place, it just felt a bit shady. To
Bad,
me.
wasn't it?
Proper bad.
Proper bad,
Proper
wasn't it?
bad. Obviously, now I'd like to think I'm a good boy. You know me. I like to say I've got good morals. A lot of it I didn't agree with. There were certain individuals there that were a bit shady, shall we say?
Yeah.
Leave you at that. I don't know. So for me, the whole web design industry, toxic, man.
Yeah.
So toxic. Obviously, because I left your place and went to do sales for a web design firm.
Yeah.
Because I like the industry. It's tech. It's where the world's kind of moving to, kind of thing. And actually made me appreciate what you guys were doing. Like, yes, quite shady, but it's not easy what you guys were doing. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's hard to sell web stuff, man.
Yeah.
Well, to get it going anyway. Obviously, just watching you sell was like, well, I can do that.
I remember you saying it.
He preps for a phone call for about 2 hours,
Yeah.
then makes the phone call, makes it look so easy. I was thinking about you actually the other day. I was like, because when I think about sales, I think about you. Like,
Really?
because yeah, mate,
I don't consider myself a salesman.
do you not?
No.
I don't know. Like, okay, the best probably on paper that can sell you on paper would be Reese. He's so good at it.
Yeah.
Like he's got away with it. But you're very calculated.
Very.
I describe you as like a chess player.
Yeah.
Like you can see 12 moves ahead.
Yeah.
You know exactly how the phone call might go. Mm-hmm. And you're very good at like, if you speak to someone, a posh lady, you know, hello.
Called mirroring.
Yeah, mirroring.
Mirroring.
Well, there it
You
is.
remember that?
Yeah. You know exactly what you're doing. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I was good at it, don't get me wrong, because I can chat for England.
Yeah.
For a foreign guy, anyway. Yeah, I loved it. However, it wasn't exactly, so they kind of said, you're going to be doing one thing. I was like, Mint, I'll be selling websites and stuff, which I wasn't allowed. But like, now you have to sell our product. And I'm like, your product's not very good.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell that. Because it's very hard selling something you don't believe in. Do
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, obviously, I left web design mainly because I realized I don't like being behind a desk all day. It was, ADHD and that. I thought it was, quite challenging. But don't get me wrong, the dynamic we had was chilled at the same time.
Yeah, it's fun.
But there was a lot of elements that I didn't agree with. And I said, I'd like to move out of this world. Mm-hmm. Went to this company. I thought, they seem to be doing things legit. Obviously, you worked there before. Mm-hmm. You actually recommended it. You said,
Yeah, it was good.
Go for it if you want to learn. And it was great. I got trained by Microsoft, which was pretty cool. But then I was there, 6-7 months, and the whole cancer thing happened with Tabby. We can get into that. That's fine. And then I couldn't hack it. I couldn't pick up the phone. Oh, do you want to buy this? Just to get told to, F off and that. I just I can't do this. Especially when what I've got going on in my life.
Yeah.
I need out.
Well, I agree, and thank you for if bringing up Tabby. I wasn't sure whether that was something you wanted to speak about, but just before we got into that, I knew in my heart of hearts why you left.
Yeah.
Not just designing websites, not just the company we worked for, but the industry.
Yeah.
I knew why, because I agree with you. And I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
That it's not right.
Yeah.
Might be legal.
Yeah.
And I don't just think it's, I'm immersed in the industry. I want out of the industry. That's why I'm sat here.
Yep.
I know why you left for that reason. And to be honest, I don't think it's just that industry. Sales, right, mate, is a funny thing. Sales can be probably one of the best gifts, one of the best powers you can have in life.
Yeah.
The ability to sell. Selling, if you can sell, don't just think of picking a phone up and selling somebody a website.
Yeah.
To be able to sell yourself, to be able to convince, to be able to, I don't know, like the whole umbrella of what sales is. Don't just think about selling a product.
Yeah.
Think about the whole personalities. As a personality, you're a salesman. As a personality,
Yeah.
your brain works like a salesman. You know how to hustle, how to da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what a salesman is.
Yeah.
Some salesmen don't work in sales.
No.
Some salesmen are builders.
Yeah.
Some salesmen do other stuff. But it's said that sales is, in my opinion, it's like a superpower.
Yeah.
And you can have different levels of this superpower, right? But much like a superpower, if you use that power wrong or that power's in the wrong hands, that's very dangerous. It can be very dark.
Yeah.
Same as if you like a superhero. I mean, I hate to,
No.
don't mean to shine a light on salespeople.
Superhero.
To say that, but it is like a superpower. And there's different levels. And if you're very good at sales, which is the art of seduction at the end of the day,
Yeah.
don't just think about seducing a lady. That isn't what seduction means.
No.
Seduction is you're seducing anybody. You could be in a shop. You might want, you want the person to give you the carry bag for free. You can seduce somebody.
100%.
You know what I mean? In a certain way.
Yeah.
Smoothing them.
Yeah.
Being nice, making them like you. That's what seduction is.
Yeah.
But it should be handled with care, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And what I find in our industry is a lot of people who have, probably including myself, that have a good level of this superpower.
Yeah.
And that can get them in trouble
Yeah.
because
Speaking from experience.
Speaking from experience, because the line is so close. You know what I mean? You can say close, sail close, but sometimes you think, did I cross the line there?
Yeah.
And it's like, woo, and it burns. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
my opinion on sales. And I think the best thing you ever did was getting out of that industry. You were never supposed to be in there. I mean, like they say, you saw some things, man. You know what I mean, mate? Like, we were raided by the police, mate.
Yeah.
Luckily, you were on holiday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's mad.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's funny because, obviously, I never spoke about it, but, like, so many nights I would go and be like, Tabby, I can't do this. I need to, quit. Like, this is bad. Like,
it's bad.
I would tell people, well, my friends, not anyone. But it's like, no, that doesn't happen. I'm like, no, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it happens. And it is terrifying.
Yeah.
Is the word. It's terrifying. Yeah, look. There's a reason I'm sat here now, put it that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Good for you, man.
Yeah, man. I'll do anything to get out of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I respect that decision. And when I seen you leave that day, like, it was a weight off my shoulder because I didn't want to see somebody like you who I cared about in that environment.
And it was hard though. It wasn't, it wasn't easy leaving, like.
No.
Because, were you all a bunch of idiots? Yeah. But I liked it. So was I. Do you know what I mean?
It's good fun.
It was good fun.
Yeah, it's good laugh.
But it's like, there's more to it. I'm trying to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
I was like, one day I'll have kids. I can't afford just the police walking in on us.
No.
Which happened, it's like...
Yeah.
It's a mad. Yeah. But, no, definitely the right decision. Now looking back, it's crazy.
Yeah, we saw some things, man.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, look, there isn't a day goes by. I mean, every day I wake up, I pray to whatever's up there.
Yeah.
I pray that I'm protected for one more day.
Yeah.
And I just keep trying to tell whoever's listening, look, I'm trying to get away from this. I'm doing everything I can to get out of this. Just please get me out of this. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think it's up there?
What do I think's up there?
Yeah.
I call it God.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
Do I believe there's a guy with a beard sat in the clouds? No.
No.
Do I believe that there was a fella called Jesus once? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I believe he died and came back? No.
Right.
Do I believe that he was a very special person and he created a religion called Christian? Yes, I do. I believe what would be considered biologically possible elements of that story.
Okay.
But I have to take out the magic, or what would be considered magic by the majority of people.
Yeah.
He started something. I think his dad was Mosif. What's his name? Moses. No, what's his dad? Joseph. Some guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't think his dad was a guy in the clouds.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. There was a guy called Jesus. He was stuck on a cross. He was crucified. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
And he started something very special that we know today as Christianity.
Yeah. That's
what I think. I think there was a blueprint for life through those books that was wrote.
Yeah.
It's a when you look at, again, I don't know as much as you do about the Bible, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't know as much about that. But from what I've got, I've been sitting in that church now for 9 years nearly. I've been sitting in that church. I listen. I don't play on my phone. I sit and listen.
Yeah.
I've heard some stories, some sermons.
Yeah.
And for the most part, to me, do you know what it seems like? It seems like a good moral compass to live by. If anything, it's like a way to, just be nice, be good, do good things. I think I've told these before. I have a new way. Those 10 Commandments?
Yeah.
You've heard me say this before, right? Mm-hmm. The 10 Commandments. Well, they don't need to be 10.
Right.
There needs to be one. Mm-hmm. And it's a 2023 version. And it's, thou shalt not be a dickhead. I believe that that's the one and only,
right,
which covers them all. You think of all them 10 commandments.
In terms of morality, yeah?
Yeah, thou shalt not be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Just live by that. Be nice.
Yeah.
The answer to your question, Ben, is what do I believe in God? Yeah, I believe something.
Yeah.
I believe I've been given miracles. I believe there's something watching over me. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
There's somebody I have to answer to. I'm aware of that. That's another thing. That's the thing that's in my head telling me to get away from the industry that I've been in.
Yeah.
That person's telling me, whatever that feeling is, whatever that spirit is telling me to get away from it. But like I said to you before, I don't get given direct miracles. I don't get given something that says, okay, there you go. A door opens and I have to get my own way there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's giving me this as the door.
Yeah.
But he's not giving me it.
Yeah. You have to work for it.
I have to work for it.
Yeah.
And if I really want it that much, you'll do it.
Okay.
That's what I believe in. What do you believe?
Interesting. Okay, so moral of your story, basically, there's something up there. And if there isn't, at least you've got some good morals that you're living by, right? Mm-hmm. And you'll die and you weren't a dickhead, as you call it.
Thou shalt not be a dickhead.
Yeah. What do I believe? So, obviously, you said Christianity is a religion. I wouldn't say I'm a religious person.
Okay.
Because a lot of the religion, looking back at history, stuff like that, there's been a lot of negativity, a lot of bad things done by religious people.
Totally.
Okay.
Basically every war.
Yeah. Murder because of God will murder, so there's a lot of that. So I don't like to call myself religious. I'm a Christian. I believe the Bible, everything that's in the Bible, I believe. Is there a lot of things that I find super weird and can't comprehend or understand? 100%. Will I ever be able to understand him? No. I believe obviously there's a God out there, that's looking over my life, and it's a weird one because, you've had some experiences, so you can probably relate to it a bit. But for some people, they might be like, what are you talking about? God, or like something out there. There isn't. And it's hard to explain that to someone, I think. What I feel in the relationship, even this to say I've got a relationship with God sounds super weird, right? Mm. And it's hard to describe. But I do, I talk to God. He talks to me, in different ways.
Do you hear a voice?
No.
Just feelings?
Feelings. He speaks to me through music, a lot. Lyrics. Nature. Very much so, which, I see God in a lot of things. That might sound weird again, but I do. I see God, sometimes I look in nature, I don't know, trees, sea, I'm like, I can see God. Like it's hard to understand, but I can see God, and he speaks. In the
beauty of it, in the grandness of it,
absolutely. And I'm
the
like,
amazingness of it.
Yeah, I think this is all His creation. I think He made this, this whole planet Earth, which a lot of people be like, "Oh, Big Bang and that." Who knows? That might have happened, but who's to say God didn't do that? Do you know what I mean? We'll never know.
No, we'll never know.
But obviously, I've been through some stuff in life.
Yeah, big time.
I've been through some stuff, and I know God has been watching over me, over my family, over Tabby, so I definitely believe all that. But again, it's a personal relationship that I've got with God.
Well said.
Yeah.
Now that is something I believe in. I believe we all have a personal relationship. Those who want to. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But definitely personal. There's something else I wanted to ask you actually about that. Mm-hmm. About the personal thing. You kind of segued good there. So like, can a type of Christian be better than another Christian? Well, I'm going to give you where I was going with it. Just because a Christian goes to a building every Sunday and stands with other like-minded people for 2 hours, does that make that Christian a better Christian than someone who doesn't want to go to the building for 2 hours and wants to stay at home and pick his backside?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. However, this is what I believe, okay? I know when I'm in church, obviously I go pretty much every Sunday, have been since forever, I come from a Christian household. I know, so the word I'm on about here is community. Okay. I think we all designed to have some sort of community. That's why, I don't know, you watch people who run. Yeah. A lot of people like to go running. There's a running club. Why? There's a community of people who like to do the same thing.
Like-minded people.
Like-minded people, right? So you can apply it to pretty much everything. I think as people, we are designed to be in a community. And for me, my church community has helped me through some of my hardest stuff in my life, okay? When I found out that Tabby had cancer, okay, my world just stopped. I was like, right, this is it. Thanks, God, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, cheers, pal.
Yeah. I believed in you all my life and this is what you do to me.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, right?
You must have went through some...
Oh, dude.
You must have went through some moments.
Oh.
Surely you questioned it for a moment. Of
course.
So hang fire a minute,
How could I not?
obviously.
How could I not?
So tell me about that journey, if you don't mind.
So yeah. But just before I go into that, just to touch on it. So the people in church, my friends, my community was there for me, and that's what got me and Tabby through it. Now, could I have been a believer and, believing God, and I would have found out about Tabby having cancer and be sat at home and be like, oh, what do I do? Yes, I could have. Would that have made me a worse Christian? No, absolutely not. But being there, being a church, being planted as in a community, I have relationships there with people, like-minded people who really helped me navigate that season. So that's the difference, I think, between going to church and not going to church.
Do you think that, it's having those people, but you don't necessarily think it makes anybody better than anybody else?
Absolutely not.
But that community can help you when you need them.
100%.
And you can help them.
Yeah. I don't know what your relationship with this God is like. You don't know what mine is. I can tell you all day, but you can never...
Very personal.
It's very personal.
And everybody's got their own
Just in
personal.
the way I describe it. Okay, you say you love whoever, yeah? You find someone, oh my goodness, I love her so much. How do I know that? Right? Very personal. Your love might be very different to my love. If that, just a silly example, but does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So I think that's how I see God, my relationship, Do I believe the more you read the Bible and kind of the more time you spend seeking him, I think he wants to reveal himself more to you, kind of thing. Like wants to talk to you more, to put in easier terms. He wants to, I know it sounds ludicrous, but he wants to be there for you, kind of thing, to help you in life. So obviously so that's a foundation I have in my life. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the cancer thing. So it is 2020, I believe.
COVID year, great.
COVID year. Yeah. Sorry, 2019 September.
That's when
obviously I was working at this firm. I was at a desk, ringing people, just a normal Tuesday. Tabby said she found a lump on her breast, right? About a year prior, something like that. I said, you should go get it checked out just to be,
Just to be sure.
Yeah, she's like, no, it's nothing. I don't have to. I was like, just get it checked out. So she's, done a mammogram on it, I think. And she went to get the results on Wednesday, I believe it was. Excuse me. She went with my friend Alice. I was at work, right? And I thought nothing of it. Because she was like, it's nothing. I'll be fine. And I'm working. Then Alice is ringing me. She doesn't normally ring, and I knew she was at the hospital with Tabby. I get a phone call. Betty, you need to come to the hospital right now. Right? And I thought she was joking. I was like, haha. Are you Mackies, Nando's, what are you doing? Kind of thing. She's like, no, you need to come to the hospital right now. I was like, okay. So obviously I get all shaky and I was like, what is happening, right? So when you see in movies, cars rushing to get to the hospital, that was me, mate. So I left work. I couldn't tell my manager. I was like, I need to go. I'll ring you later. Okay. So I'm speeding in traffic, as you do. I need to get to the hospital. I run to the entrance, right, you need to go to the other building. Again, run to the other building. And I walk in, they're like, okay, well, we'll be with you in a minute. Just wait here. I'm like, wait here. She's in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting in the waiting room and I'm pacing up and down, like in movies, mate. You know, when you see the movies, like, just a movie.
Yeah.
I don't believe this, right? Anyway, they're like, someone opens the door. We're ready for you. I'm like, okay. I walk in. I look at Alice in front of me, all cried out. I didn't see Tabby at that point. I look to my left. I see Tabby sat on a bench, fully, cried out, mate, cried out. I was like, okay, this is serious, right? So the doctor's like, can you please sit down? I'm like, I don't need to sit down. Why? Right? Because I had my guard up here.
Yeah.
Like, sit down, please. Okay, I sat down. You're like, right, we found obviously a lump. There's a lump there. Now, it's cancerous. It's cancer. We've done more tests. We will find out in 2 weeks how bad it is. See you later. I'm like, what?
What do you mean, see you later?
Right? So, but obviously, now that we've been through it, we know they see that every day. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's their job.
Of course. But when it's happening to you.
Yeah, right?
No.
So, I look at Tabby, I'm like, right, we'll get through it. We'll be fine. In my head, I was like, yeah, she's dying.
Oh my God.
Yeah, of course. Right? And then so that was 2019, 4 years ago. I was 23 and a bit, nearly 24 at the time, right? So this is where I started wrestling with God. I'm like, God, I'm 24, right?
Just got married.
Just got married. I'd like to think I've been a good boy all my life. Been in church. Yeah, it was a bit naughty, yeah, but I didn't do anything like mad, didn't kill anyone,
No.
I'm like, how could you let this happen? My beloved Tabby, it's my wife, that. My checklist. Do you know what I mean?
It's my checklist.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really hard. And I'm like, how do I'm meant to be a strong person for her now. I can't let her see how much this affected me, obviously. So she's crying her eyes out and we're like, right, we'll go home. Spend 2 weeks doing nout till we find out how bad it is, right?
But that was a long 2 weeks.
That was the longest 2 weeks of my life. And then obviously, I'm in the car park. My mum and dad were on holiday. I ring my mum. Hi, just to let you know, Tabby's got cancer. What? Oh, come again? Yeah. She's 26 and she's got cancer. Right? So, obviously, yeah, I had to ring my manager at work. By the way, I won't be coming in for a while because my wife has cancer. But obviously I couldn't stay at home. I couldn't do that. So then I went back to work for a couple of days. Obviously every time I was picking up that phone and getting, sworn at or whatever, I was like, I just can't do this.
No.
So obviously I was chatting to my dad. I was like, look, till we find out what's going on. Obviously he's got a building firm. I was like, he wanted to move on to the kitchen side of things. I was like, I can come sell kitchens,
Yeah.
Let's do that. So he's like, cool, let's do it. So obviously 2 weeks pass. In them 2 weeks, you go on Google, social media, and you Google how bad cancer
Oh,
is.
it's the worst thing.
Right? It is the worst thing, but you do it,
And
don't you?
you do it.
You do it.
Everybody does it.
And then obviously when you read, 1 in 2, people will have cancer today. It's like, what? And having conversations like, Tabby was like, okay, I want you to remarry if I die. I was like, nah, we're not having this conversation.
God.
But we did, I was like 23 having to think of being
You had that conversation with Tabby.
Yeah. So she was like, I want you to marry this person.
She picked the person.
She picked the person.
I love that.
Yeah. So funny.
Wow.
Yeah. And then obviously, yeah, it's mental, obviously, thinking about it. So then 2 weeks pass, we go in, and they're like, right, obviously it's cancer. The good thing about it, it's the best type of cancer you can have.
Like there's a best?
Yeah, right?
Right.
I was like, okay, cool, woo, let's go.
What's the best type of cancer?
Obviously she had breast cancer.
That's the best, is it?
Yeah, apparently it's one of the best you can get because you can remove, obviously, the boob, right?
Fantastic.
But it doesn't just get, sort of, it's not as easy as that. It can be, but with her it wasn't because it spread to lymph nodes up here. So it spread a bit. So straight away they were like, right, we need to do 12 chemo sessions. Then if that doesn't solve it, we need to do surgery, and then we need to do radios. Like boom, boom, boom. Plan of action. Then straight away they're like, okay, you've got 24 hours to go to the Life Centre Newcastle to decide if you want to save some eggs, you want to save embryos. We're like, what? Embryos, eggs, what are you talking about? I'm 23, I don't know what embryos are, do you know what I mean? I never thought of it in my life. So we had to plan for future kids, okay? Because the treatment, one of the side effects was she might not ever be able to have kids.
Oh,
which
right.
we didn't know, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So we had 24 hours to choose what to do. Like, how can you... Obviously, because it's cancer, you have to act fast.
What did you choose to do, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, it's a very personal one. It might be very different for people, but obviously because of my beliefs, okay? My big question in my heart and Tabby's heart was, when does life start? When does life start? What do you think?
I know what your answer is to that, and I know what your decision was from that. So, like, life starts, without saying it as a thing. It starts at sex, basically. That's where it begins.
Does it though?
Well, I think so.
It's interesting, right?
That's when the eggs do the thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
Yeah. So obviously I spent 24 hours researching because, I was like...
Starts with the egg, right? The egg and the sperm.
I don't know when life starts. It's a very complicated one. Obviously scientifically starts then,
right.
But when does life actually start? As in, a lot of people say after 12 weeks.
Oh, you mean that question?
Yes, that question. Because what they said, you have two options. You can have eggs or you can have embryos. I was like, so 8 in 10 girls of Tabby's age will be able to have kids after treatment. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a slim chance that we might not ever be able to, but there's a slim chance. It's there, right? So basically they said, okay, obviously if you can have kids the natural way, you have two options. You can get rid of your embryos or you can give them to someone else. I'm like, well, that's my kid we're talking about, right? Because it's life in that embryo.
Just clarify what an embryo is.
So embryo is when the sperm and Tabby's eggs...
Ah, so it's already done the together?
Yeah, and they get planted.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the right word, but they would get planted in Tabby and she could, in case she didn't have any good eggs.
I see. Okay.
So they saved her good eggs.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So you can just save eggs and then add the other thing at a later date and they get put together. Or embryos, they're already together. Right? So basically they said you can do a couple of embryos, but if Tabby can have a kid the normal way, natural way, well, we can just get rid of them embryos, as in bin them, right?
Just flush them.
Yeah, literally. Like, we can, get rid of them. Or you can gift them to someone else. I'm like, that's my baby, right? I know it sounds bizarre, but that's how I was thinking. I was like, that's my baby, man. So I don't know how I feel about making this decision in 24 hours. How just binning my child.
Ugh.
I know it sounds awful and, I'm joking about it, but that was some serious,
Well, it's kind of the source of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So we had 24 hours to decide. We didn't know what we would do until we walked into that place. We said, right, we'll do embryos. We walked in and Tabby was like, I think I just want to save eggs. And I said, I feel exactly the same. Do I believe that's a God moment between me and Tabby? Absolutely.
Right.
Again, not something you can describe or something that sounds, maybe weird, but I believe we both felt peace about making the same decision.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So we saved eggs and then obviously started treatment. Again, they were like, obviously after every chemo session, there'll be a lot of side effects, as in vomiting. You could lose your hair, And just to make a point, obviously you were coming to my church at the time.
Yeah.
I had an option then. Okay. Me and Tabby could have said, right, we've got a lot going on. We'll choose to like slip back, like go, you know, in the background where no one can see us. You know, both of us sing on stage. We, you know, we've done that for a long time. But we decided, no, it's, you know, we're our family and we're going to keep doing that. You've seen me on that stage wrecked a lot of times. But that is what we needed at the time, right? So that's what, you know, really helped us pretty much every week, mate. Every week. Yeah, sorry, that was just something in my head. Yeah, so obviously they said you can do a couple of sessions with an ice cap that will hopefully prevent your hair, you know, getting lost kind of thing. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. So she tried it. Obviously, we didn't know if it worked or not. And then, you know, one morning, like, you know, she's crying, whatever, I'm, you know, stroking it back, the hair, and then I look at my hand full of hair.
No way.
Yeah, man.
That's how it happens. Just comes out.
That's when it really hit me. I was like, oh, this is cancer. You know what I mean? Like, this is no joke.
Yeah, we're in it now.
Yeah. And I was like, how do I tell her, you know, like, because I know how much she likes her makeup, you know. She's a girly girl. She likes stuff like that. She loves it. And I'm like, the cap's not working, you know. Anyway, a couple of days goes by even. She wakes up, the pillow's full of hair, like loads of hair, man. Like, right, we need to shave it off. And then obviously she shaves her head off.
Do you do it at home?
Yeah.
You do it?
No. Had a friend come over who's a hairdresser. She did it. Yeah, man. 2 weeks in, like 2 weeks ago, I had a career in my head that I wanted to do. 2 weeks later, she sat there bald with cancer. To say all this, it just puts into perspective, we can be here today, gone tomorrow. Like,
totally.
You know, did that make me think, you know, is there God? Why is this happening? Yeah, like so many questions. Did I get my answers? Some parts of it, yes. Some parts of it, no. Obviously, Tabby is the strongest person I know.
Yeah, she kicked the shit out of that. Like,
oh, mate, makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
You know, my girl sat there bald and she's absolutely rocking it. You know.
Yeah.
She'd be like, I'm bald, but I'm proud. Like, I'll wear it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did she have a hard days? Absolutely. Obviously, you know, not a lot of people could see that.
No.
Because she's just so great. But she killed it, man. Obviously, she's cancer-free now.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
If that's the right word.
Yeah. Woo! No, but it's mad, right?
Yeah.
You know, we've done chemo, surgery, radio. You know, she's on a treatment now for the next another year. And, you know, did we post all that on social media, for example? Absolutely not.
No.
Did we post some photos when we're feeling good? Yeah. And I was like, oh, you guys are doing amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to think we handled it pretty well. You know, we tried our best. But was it hard? Yeah, it was hard. Did it help having the right people around us? Absolutely. I don't think we could have done it without them people. You know?
The Hillsong people.
Yeah, the Hillsong people. You know, our friends, our family.
Yeah. I have memories of that time of you and Tabby, like you say, you and Tabby on stage. There's some emotional shit going down.
Yeah.
I can remember not just you teary-eyed, Tabby teary-eyed, but like most of the people like in the building teary-eyed. It was a very distressing.
Yeah.
You know, it was awful. It was awful. That's the word. Like fuck yeah. Look, pardon my language. It messed. It messed my head a little bit seeing that. Like how you did that. It was. Oh mate, like, I don't know what that's like. I don't know even how to put into words how you cope with something like that, or even where you begin to get out of your own bed. Never mind stand on stage in front of a room full of people singing God songs
Yeah.
after 2 weeks earlier, finding out this news. And let's be perfectly frank, had a few questions yourself.
Yeah.
You know, only 2 weeks ago you found this out and you're looking up thinking, like, are you taking the piss? And then turning back up. Like you say, standing and proud as, I won't say proud, but just
Pushing through.
pushing through is the word. Pushing through, yeah.
I just think, Dan, like, first of all, no one's perfect. You know,
No.
a lot of people's, don't get me wrong, people like to judge, man. We all love to judge when it doesn't involve us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We love to give our opinion, gossip. No one's perfect. Regardless if you're Christian or not, you haven't got it perfect. You mess up. And that is life, you know. You know, because a lot of people can look at this like, oh, they were doing it for the wrong reason, just for attention, whatever. It's like, no, we weren't. It's just what we needed at the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand, but it's really what got us through it. And it's, you know, and when you hear the word cancer, you assume death, right? It's
That's
like,
what
okay,
cancer means.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, things are changing so much. Like, 1 in 2 people like get cancer, which is mad,
Yeah.
statistically speaking. It's
Yeah.
like, you kind of familiarize yourself with it and realize, take a moment, deep breath, you know, how do we go about it? I'd like to think it's a weird one because it didn't really affect me at the time.
Didn't.
Obviously, it messed me up big time.
It seemed to.
Yeah, but I was in what I didn't realize at the time. You know, I had some friends who've been through it and they said, just prepare yourself because it might not hit you now, it might hit you in a year or two. I was like, what do you mean? It's hitting me now, right? What I thought at the time, but it didn't. I was in fight mode, adrenaline mode.
Yeah.
So I had to be there for Tabby. So I was like, right, we need to get you well. You know, I don't care how I feel.
No.
You know, do I struggle? Yes. Does it matter? No. I had my mates, you know, that I talked to. You know, I guess I'm a bit different in that aspect. Like, a lot of the lads are like, oh, I'm a man, don't like talking about my feelings. I love talking about my feelings. you know this.
Oh, you'll have a cry.
I don't care about
yeah.
that. I'm romantic. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm a dreamer. It's
Yeah,
what I
you
do.
are, yeah.
I'll talk about it. I'm not ashamed. I don't care. Yeah, come talk to me, mate. I'll change your mind. You know what I mean? It's true though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't care.
No.
So it really helped me to be quite honest with a lot of people. Well, my close friends, mates, be like,
Yeah.
mate, like, I'm struggling here. You know, Tabby doesn't know, but I am. And, you know, like, it hasn't hit me till, you know, a few years later. I was like, oh, I feel a certain way. Like, why do I still, you know? And then, like, one day it just kind of clicked in my head. It's like, the conversation I had with that lad, it's like, just, you know, be prepared for this. It might hit you in a couple of years. So, you know, I was like, yeah. I found out Tabby's well, you know. Excuse me. She's had it all clear. And I was like, whew. Okay, now it's hitting me, you know. So weird.
Yeah, now you've got that green light sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like everything that you were suppressing is like, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
It
I'm
hasn't
still,
gone away. It was just waiting for you.
yeah, and I'm still dealing with, you know, some stuff now.
I can imagine.
I'm not ashamed to say it
No.
because I'm, you know, it's not normal for someone at 23 to go through cancer. Well, obviously not me, but I kind of went through it with my wife.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's mental.
It's not right. It's one of those cruel things that, you know, life throws to sometimes, and you never understand why.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like, yeah, like, why? Like, how can that? And that's one of the reasons, Ben, that, like, I'm not saying, you know, I have no, you know, wavering in my faith, but things like that, you know, never happened to me. But you stop and think, well, like, so why does this happen then? Like, why? Okay, yeah, okay, I get it, but like, why does that happen then? Just give me an answer. Just tell me why that happens.
Yeah. I'd like to be able to give you an answer.
Yeah,
Because I have
I'm
the
not
same
asking you.
No,
I'm
but
asking
I'm
him.
just saying, I'm asking myself.
Yeah.
Because same questions you're having, I'm having. So that's what I mean. You know, there's a lot of things we don't understand, or I don't think we're meant to be able to understand. Right? Otherwise, who knows how things would look. So that's why I think there's a lot of things that we're just not meant to understand. And one day, I believe when I die, for example, all my questions will be like,
You think?
answered. Yeah,
Whilst you're alive or after you die?
after I die.
You think?
So when I get to heaven, I believe there's a heaven and hell. I believe God will be like, this is why. I'd be like, of course.
So you get all the answers then?
I think so.
Do you think?
Yeah.
That's a nice thought. I hope so. That would be nice.
And if I don't, fine, I'm dead.
I'd rather know while I was
Gone,
alive.
innit?
Like, yeah, I suppose you're dead, aren't you?
Yeah. No, it's
Do you believe in consciousness after death?
as in out of body.
What I mean is that you'll be aware that you've died.
I don't know, actually.
You know when you talk about heaven and hell?
Yeah.
Does that mean like in the cartoons type thing? Like hell's all hot and there's a guy with a hot poker and it's all minging and horrible and heaven's all cloudy and white and angels and stuff. Is that what heaven and hell is to you?
Yeah. Yes and no.
Okay.
It's a hard one, but my vision of heaven, it's finally being able to see God face to face.
So you're going to see him
I think so. Yeah. This.
or her? Who says it to him?
Yeah.
You know, it's 2023, mate.
No, I know what you mean. Obviously, these are my beliefs. You know, whatever you believe, it's fine. No, not you. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you know, free oil and that.
Yeah.
What we're chatting about, I got distracted there.
If heaven looks like the cartoons.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think I'll be at peace,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. That's the best way to describe it.
Ben, I'll be honest with you, mate. Like, peace is something that I think you already have.
You think?
And what do I know? I'm not inside your head. But from somebody who doesn't have peace, I look at you, and again, you could correct me on this, and I think if only I could get to where Ben is, that's what peace looks like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me something different
No,
now?
no. Do I have peace? Absolutely. As in, I'm not scared of dying. As in, if I
Me
die
neither.
tomorrow, it's fine. I'm at peace about that. You know, obviously, I don't believe my time is done here. But yeah, I have peace. As in, I'm healthy. My wife is healthy. She's incredible. I've got a very, very good family. You know, it all depends how you see peace or what do you mean by it. I'm a very big dreamer, okay, which can not make me have peace, if that makes sense. As in, I believe
so?
big, and all my life, my biggest downfall, excuse me, I keep burping from that.
Brilliant, innit?
It's lovely. It's been that I always chase the next thing. I'm like, I need to be here. In my head, I was like, by 24, I need to have 2 houses. And I'm like, I failed if I didn't have that.
Same.
And that has, you know, been playing with my head a lot. This is what I'm learning from Tabby, though. She's like, babe, just chill out. Like, you know what she's like.
I love the girl voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the female voice.
Yeah, thanks.
Ciao.
Yeah. Wait, she's so chilled. She doesn't care about any of that. Like, she just wants to make sure, you know, financially we're fine.
Yeah.
You know, I get stressy head about that. That's the only times when I don't have peace in that element, I guess. So sometimes I'm like, okay, you flipping ADHD head. Chill. You know, enjoy
Add
life.
her head.
Yeah.
Add her head.
Flipping, chuck your phone away.
Yeah.
Just enjoy this beautiful life. But yeah, I have peace. I have peace because, yeah, life is life, man. I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's a ride, isn't it?
It seems to be quite a, if you don't mind me saying, you seem like to have a really wholesome life. Like really, yeah, is wholesome the word? No, but peace, like, yeah. Well, not peace because you went through what you went through. So like,
Yeah, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, it's a weird one because,
you don't seem troubled in any way.
no, I am obviously.
You are.
You wouldn't tell.
No, you can't tell.
No. But I am, like anyone. But I like to think, again, for me, having the right people around me is very, very, very important, I think.
That's in the key, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you sure?
It's all about who you surround yourself with, right? If I'd be surrounded by people who complain all day, negative and, just like, all day,
Awful.
I think I'd feel like that.
Yeah.
I call them drainy people.
Yeah.
They drain the life out of me.
Just sap your life.
Do I have some friends like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are. No, I'm joking. But obviously, you can only handle so much of them.
Yeah.
We all have it. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard enough keeping your own head in the right place without somebody else trying to sap your goodness from you.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, obviously, Tabby helps big time, man.
Yeah.
If I didn't have Tabby, I don't know.
No.
She's just, man.
I can imagine.
Next level, isn't it? And she puts me at a place.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, flipping.
Yeah.
I need it though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you need it. Yeah. You need a whip.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Love it.
Yeah, she used to just, that's what you call two people at work. You know what I mean?
We work hard for it though, mate.
You do.
Like, we've
you
had
have.
our, and we work and it's, life's not easy for us. Not everyone sees that. Not everyone knows a lot of things, but
No.
it's life, innit, man?
Yeah.
You just, when it comes at you, you have a decision to make.
At least we've got one,
Yeah. Free will.
free will, innit? Yeah, these, look, I mean, it's an amazing story. Like I was going to say your story is amazing, but your story is still ongoing with that.
Yeah, like there's still so many things we don't know, for example.
Yeah.
We don't know if we can have kids. It's a big issue, Tabby would love nothing more than to have kids.
Of course.
Is that going to absolutely destroy us if we find out we can't do it? Absolutely. Is there different options we're going to look at? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Are we going to, we're just going to, face it on and see what happens. It's life. We beat cancer. What else is there? Do you know what I mean?
Like, pretty much the hardest battle going, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's we just, and obviously Tabby helps me. Obviously she's got a very, very different view about life now. She takes every day as like, this could be my last day.
Yeah, I bet.
She went through life or death, which people don't understand.
No.
So I admire her and I aspire to be like her. Be like, yeah, let's live it to the fullest. We'll do things that we like to do. Like, I don't know, even little things, we go all towers, we flipping joyrides. We love it to the best. You know what I mean? Like, we make that time count.
Yeah.
Sounds silly because it's a mundane, like stupid, boring thing that you do.
Not at all.
But we're just making memories now.
Yeah.
Good memories.
Yeah, that's what matters, right?
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, I think that what you've just said there, having a health scare, like something happened like that, I think you do find a change in people after that. Some of the whinges that were there before, some of the complaints that were there before, they seem to go away. Because it's certainly a perspective putterer.
Yeah, man.
Isn't it?
You realise, little arguments or...
Does this really matter?
Oh my goodness.
In the grand scheme of it, does this really matter?
Yeah, man.
No.
And that is what made us realise, it's like life is too short. And you hear it all the time, all people, if only I've done more things. So I guess in a way we got revelation at a very early age to make it matter, make it count.
Yeah.
That's the way, we look at it.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's like, absolutely. Right, okay, so what them old people are talking about, we just got given a 50 heads up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right?
Like a 50-year heads up. Huh. Like you say, for every cloud has a silver lining or whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, well, most of the time, these sort of health scares, they come a bit later in life, normally.
Yeah.
And when you hear about this, like the stereotypical story of that is like, this will happen in the 50s, 60s, whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll really enjoy the last section of the life together.
Yeah.
Because it's precious and you realize. But like you say, unfortunately, because you two had to go through this like so early in life, maybe it's a blessing in disguise in that, or shall I say one of the upsides of it, if you can even call it that, which I don't even feel comfortable saying that, is that at the age of 20 odd, you're both 20 odd year old, she's 31 now. But this happened 3 years ago. So two people in the 20s get this wake up call now.
Yeah.
And, you know, God willing,
Yeah.
like you say, 50, 60 years, you can live as if you've had the realization now.
Yeah.
That's you know, that's setting you up for a good life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
some special times.
Absolutely. So, you know, every bonus life gives you, we'll take it.
Yeah. Pretty inspiring stuff, mate. Off the back of a pretty horrific story.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and it's a funny one because, you know, all things have a purpose, I think.
Even if they're hard to see.
Even with this, like, the amount of people who've messaged Tabby already be like, hi, I'm going through cancer.
Really?
What's your
People
advice?
touching,
Yeah.
like reaching out sort of thing
Yeah.
with the same story?
And, you know, Tabby's like, okay, if there's no one there for you, I'm here for you. Because, you know, I think what you quickly realize as well, a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. A lot of your friends don't know how to deal with it. A lot of them choose to like maybe step back because they don't know what to do,
Yeah.
you know. And I've been very, sorry, we're going back to it, but I was very like, okay, this is what's happening in our life right now. If you can meet this, you can be in our life right now. If not, let's chill a bit. When she's fine, we'll resume, you know. So we didn't, what I mean by that, we couldn't invest into friendships, which we like to do. We couldn't go see our friends, you know. I was like, you need to make an effort, you know, you need to come to our house. You know, when my wife just had chemo and she was sick 12 times in the last 2 hours, which happened, you know, every time she would have chemo. Mad, you know. And I'd be in the living room watching telly and I could just hear her be sick next door from drugs. It's like, what? Because, and I'm right, what can I do? Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything. No, fam.
Nothing you
like
can
with
fix.
me, I'm like, no, come on, like,
Has to be something.
doctor.
Yeah.
What can I do? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I need to do something, and I couldn't. So that was a big test for me to learn to like chill, fam.
Yeah.
Patience.
What can you do?
What can you do?
Well, you just got to be there,
Yeah. So,
you know.
but yeah, so that's, you know, aye.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Well, not wow, but whatever the right word is. Like you say, you know, the thing you just said about your friends not knowing what to do. Like now, like, what do you say? Like saying well done? Like, what do you mean fucking well done?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, congratulations? Really?
Thanks.
Like, there isn't a word.
No.
There isn't a thing to say. It's just like, off it.
Yeah.
Just off it.
Life, innit?
Yeah.
One way to look at it.
Yeah. It's all part of the rich tapestry, I guess.
That's it.
But yeah, these Hillsong people.
Yeah.
Listen, my story ain't anything like your story. You know,
Yeah.
my story is nothing compared to your story. But I suppose it's all relative. And I also went through a bit of chew, shall
Yeah.
we say. And those Hillsong people, yeah, they were there for me at the right time. Yeah, you included, you know.
I'd like to think so. Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
crucial.
funny because you're very different.
Thank you.
Nah, special needs. No, but you are though. Like, I've always had a soft spot for you, not in a weird way,
No, I know.
but like, because I've always looked to you, and I saw more than like, obviously, you know, you were doing your things because you had to at the time. I was like, this man is like struggling, fam. He can't tell. I don't know if he can or not. You know,
Oh, I could tell, mate.
but like, you know, so in my little 23-year-old just trying to give my two-piece, I'd like to think I try my best just to be there for you, mate. You know, just tell you like it's a safe space, I guess.
Yeah,
We had some good conversations, I'd like to think so.
wonderful.
You know,
You know, conversations that at the time might have just seemed like a good conversation to somebody.
yeah,
But, you know, you don't often know how important they were to the other person.
yeah.
You know, it's true.
That's it. Yeah, and again, not to make it sound weird again, but I feel like it was a God thing. Like, I felt like
Oh, of course.
I need to look after Dan, not in a weird way, but like,
kept an eye.
yeah, like I actually care for him. Like, he's a good lad. Yeah,
I remember.
he's been through some hard stuff. So I'm like, you know, if I can influence his life a bit,
And you did. And you did at the right time as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
And like you say, yeah, you know, time when I met you,
yeah,
you know, I was going through hell. It only just happened just before I met you.
Yeah.
Like months before. You stepped in a few months into it, and like you say, man, I was in a pit of hell. Like you can imagine, having to walk back in every day and do the very thing, that all that was about. It proper messed with your head, like. But I always thought you were a bit of a guardian angel type, like personality. I always thought that. You always freaked me out a bit. I was always, in a way, like, I didn't want you to know if I'd been bad. You know what I mean? And I'd been bad at times.
Yeah. Oh,
mate, like.
I knew you wouldn't. So I knew some of the things you were doing, you didn't want to do it in front of me. No. I could see you, go in a different room or whatever. I was like, Dan, I'm putting the cell through. Do you know what I mean? I need to do it. Like.
Yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah, and you were always that like figure, like a bit of a guardian angel type person.
Yeah.
But what I do thank you for is, and look, I'm going to say that they're not really. It's not really my cup of tea, Hillsong.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I went, and I tell you what, I'm glad I did. I went to Hillsong for a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
But that couple of years, mate, that was the worst point in it all.
Yeah.
That was the worst point in everything, because what people didn't see is, all that crap was going on as well, and it was getting towards the meat of it, like the end of it, which was where it was starting to look bad. But I also had all kinds of drug problems in that year.
Yeah, of course.
It went from, funnily enough, I've always said it was very strange because I didn't really have them problems before, but I started Hillsong and decided I was going to quit smoking, so I was going to be a good boy.
Yeah.
So got rid of my only addiction. Once I quit smoking, in the 1 year I didn't smoke, I ended up with a cocaine habit, then with an addiction to prescription drugs, then an alcoholic problem. This all happened in 12 months. It was one after the other.
Oh, yeah.
Like one would go crazy, become a problem, that'd crash, then it'd be another one. And this whole time, this Hillsong thing was there. Man, I fell asleep in Hillsong and all sorts.
Oh, mate, I remember.
I remember just cacking out in Hillsong.
I remember you walking up the stairs and you were off your face, fam.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not stupid. I'm like, you all right, Dan? Yeah, mate. Yeah. You could barely talk, fam.
Barely talk.
Yeah.
That was prescription.
Yeah, because he said, I've been dentist and they gave me some. I was like, all right, mate. Same. No, do you know what I mean? But like, all that to say, that made me feel like, nah, I want to help this guy.
Yeah,
I know,
man.
because I've got it all figured out.
No.
Because I don't.
No.
I didn't. But you kind of asked me questions. I was like, well, if you ask, I'll be very honest. I'm flipping Romanian. I'll tell you black and white. Do you know what I mean? I'm European. Like, I don't do British.
No,
like,
no. No manners around here, fam. No,
fam. You'll know exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Which, some people like it, some people don't. I'm like,
Direct. No nonsense.
No.
Straight to the point.
No mess about.
I'll tell you.
No mess about.
No fabrication, sir.
Which I think you liked.
I liked.
Because you asked and I'm like, well, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Tell me straight up.
Ronnie Pickering, innit? I don't know why that came to mind.
Ronnie Pickering, innit? He meant business him, didn't he? He wasn't messing about him.
Do you know who I am?
Ronnie Pickering. You know Ronnie Pickering? Brilliant, mate. Class.
That's me, mate. Call me Ronnie from now on.
Yeah. But you know what? Look, I have a lot of admiration, a lot of thanks for not just you. Who's that Geordie fella that you set me up with?
Johnny?
Yeah, him. Nice lad, him.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I tell you what, the funny story once freaked me out, man. Like, I appreciate the gesture, right? But freaked me out, right?
Go on.
There was this one day. Well, I went for a meal with him.
Right.
He's like a vegan, isn't he?
I think he was at the time, yeah.
Yeah. So like went for this like vegan food at the Metro Centre. Right. It was just me and him. Sound lad, right?
Yeah.
Sound didn't seem like I was sat with a pastor.
Yeah.
So I was, he was a good guy. There was only bits of Jesus talks, and I expected a full-on Jesus talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah, he's just talking to me about life, telling me the shit he's done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I was like, you've been a bit of a bad boy too, huh? Anyway, and he took me to the car afterwards. So they'd take me to the car. We went to the car, and we sat in the car, in my car for a bit, just talking shit, and then like he prayed for me. Right. But I ain't never like got down like that before. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like Like, listen, I like to sit like at the back of a church.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So I
Last
sit
one in, hood it up.
I sit quiet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to listen to the message. I want to process it in my own time. I want to think about it. Like, have my own relationship. You know what I mean? Anyway, like, it was too extrovert for me. You know what I mean? And we were like we were holding hands and shit. You know, like, and we were in the, and like, it got like quite fucking real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it, like, obviously at that time in my life, I was going through some shit too. And like, you got a little bit too much real for me, mate. Like, got a little bit deep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, a little
course.
bit deep, and like, I could feel like my eyes welling up and that. Do you
Yeah.
know? Anyway, like, I got through it, and after you went, I'm not coming with him again. Like, you know, I was like, no, fuck that, mate. That's too much of that.
Yeah.
Like, it was powerful, man. Some powerful stuff. But do you know what, mate? This is the thing. Do you know why I stopped going there? Right. Because I felt like all the time, you have to be an extrovert, or you have to be like in the clique, or you feel like they don't want you there. Not maybe they don't want you there, but there's just like this funny vibe, man. Like, and I wanted to go, but I just want to be left. I just want to be sitting at the back. I actually prefer your way of doing it. Like, I want to sit there. I want to have a sing-song. You know what I mean? Have a little, you know, I like that. Sometimes I think my church doesn't do it good enough.
Yeah.
Like, it seems so, like, mundane and, like, we sing a hymn.
Yeah.
We go, we do the bread and the wine. Like, I do it every week, I think. Like, when we sing the song, we sing a hymn.
Yeah.
There's a guy in an organ, and I'm like, this isn't how you sing.
Yeah.
Like, where's Wholehearted? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's going down?
Yeah, yeah.
But what I felt, it was, and this is what I wanted to, like, touch base you on, like, you felt as though you weren't allowed, not allowed, but you couldn't just sit at the back and just, like, mind your business. And if you did, and I did, because I'm pretty strong-natured, because at first they were trying, I understand, you know, they want to try and bring me in, which is their job. They want to bring me into the community. But, like, I felt like after a while that, like, if you don't be how they want you to be, then you're not one of them. And therefore, by association, it made you feel out of place. Made me feel out of place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because I mean, look, I was still going there when I wasn't off my nut anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I've straightened it out, and months had gone by, and I was completely the last part of it, because COVID stopped me. That's where it stopped, at COVID.
Yeah.
When you shut, then I didn't come.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I went online, and I still do online. If you want to know, every Sunday I play the service, but it's not the same. Like, you know, it's not community.
Yeah.
It's just me sat shaving my beard, listen to a 40-minute set by the guy in London. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always felt, I loved it. Like, I had some of the most special, like, spiritual moments in that church. Like, of all the experiences I've had, like, those people, like, I don't know, I don't even think it was bigger than God even. Like, I don't know what was going on. It was some kind of real deep, meaningful stuff I was feeling in that place and at that conference in London.
Yeah.
Like, scenes, man. Like, some of the ways, like, but I always got made to feel that, like, or so, I know it probably wasn't the case, but
No,
I just felt out of place.
Well, I think, okay, so Hillsong was very different back then, okay, to what it is today. If you came today, you'd be like, this don't feel like
I was
Hillsong.
that far coming on Sunday because I knew you were coming this week. That close. Literally set off and you realised I was going to be late and I thought, you can't be late.
Yeah. Well, there's only this Sunday, mate.
Yeah, I'm planning again, but I wasn't going to tell you.
No, like, it's not even that. It's not. I think we were very intentional is the word, with people by themselves.
Really?
Yes. So, for example, I would look out for people by themselves, not to point them out or to single them out. There's a lot of people like you who come, but they thrive and need to be included. I need to feel like someone cares about them, right? So I think a lot of people felt like me in that aspect, as in, I'm just going to come and say hi to you and that's it, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hi's cool.
Yeah. But I think that was it. Just people, maybe sometimes they were a bit over the top with it. They were like, oh, there's some by themselves, we need to go sit with them, or like...
It's a bit intense.
Yeah. And I'm the same, because I'm very like, hiya, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to be by myself. Let me be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now obviously I've been there, you know, a long time. I can sit in the corner alone. It's sometimes, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's
you know?
nice.
Yeah, it's
thinking time.
Changed like that, because I'd like to say we were very intentional about that, which made it over the top, you know, trying to make sure everyone feels included. but
that can have the opposite effect
exactly.
sometimes. It's a bit too much.
I think maybe it came across as the wrong reason, or you were like, "Well, this guy's trying to like get me in the cult or whatever." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. I just think back then, it was a bit like that, you know, where we were kind of trying to make sure no one feels left out. Don't get me wrong, it's not the same now, but it's just a bit more chilled in that aspect. If you want to sit at the back, you do you, that's fine.
Yeah, it was a very direct approach, which I understand why they were doing it. But you know what, the whole setup of how Hillsong works, like, actually makes sense. I mean, I hate to use this word, but like, as a business as well, it actually makes sense. Like, do you think people are going to, like, you know, like my church, my traditional church, they're not going to attract new members?
No.
Like, then it's not going to work. Like, no new people come in that church every week. Like, the correct actually way, if you're trying to...
I'd struggle to go to your church.
Yeah.
But I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but there's so many different types of churches. This is what I love. There's different vibes, man. Like, if you don't vibe with Hillsong, that's fine. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But Hillsong is for me, for example, because I like it, you know? And I see it as like, okay, I'd like to invite my friend who doesn't go to church, see what it's like. Be like, come to Hillsong, see what it's like. If you like it, fine. If you don't, that's why I invited you. Yeah. I'm like, dude, if it's not for you, it's fine. I'm not trying to get you to like wash your brain or whatever.
No.
But come along and see what you think. Because that's, you know, and you get the type of Christians like proper like, nah, mate, you need to be like me. You need to be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. You don't do that.
No.
You know. So I think it's different now. I understand. I can see why you'd be like, chill.
You know what, mate?
Chill,
so I'm gonna say it. Definitely, obviously, not the fact, but some of them people that I met in that church were like, it was just all fake.
You think?
Definitely. I will say not the main players.
Right.
I will say that. Like, not what seemed to be the people on the stage. Not those people. But some of them people who were, I don't know, regulars, I guess. I interacted, you know, in 2 years, whatever it was, like, you interact with a few of them, do you know what I mean? Got to know them, you know, blah, blah, blah. Some of them, like, I didn't buy it, like. No. Some of them I didn't buy it, you know? Look, that whole place comes from a great place. I think it's a great way to do it. Yeah. Fantastic. I just, I don't know. Some of them people seem a little bit overly righteous, where like, I got a vibe of some people where it's like, this is speaking from that perspective. Yeah. I'm good. Okay. I'm good. God loves me. I love God. I'm better than you.
Oh, I hear that, mate.
Yeah, and I got that vibe of some of them people in that church, and it's a very, very, you know, it's a very toxic feeling. Like, I don't want to be around you no more. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Not everybody, just one or two select people.
I mean, I'd like to say sorry on behalf of them, honestly, because that's awful. Like, I would never dream, fam, to say I'm better than anyone.
No, God, no.
I've got my own problems. I've got my own struggles that only me and God know, you know? And even that person on stage, mate, you might look at Johnny or whatever, think, oh, he's all perfect. He's not, mate. Like, you know, I know some of the stuff in his life that are hard, he struggles with. But is he trying to be a better person? Yeah. Is he trying to be a good Christian, you know, a leader for the church? Yeah. And that is it. That's the way I see it, mate. I don't, like, the community, the church is made of broken people.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's the best way
a lot of people find church in broken places, yeah.
We all broken.
Yeah.
You're no more broken than me.
No.
You might think so. Oh, look at Benny, he's got all. Nah, fam.
No.
Not at all.
The grass always seems like greener, though, doesn't it?
Do you know what I mean? So,
it does.
Like, honestly, if you felt like that, I'm sorry. Honestly, like...
You don't have to say sorry, mate.
No, but
you might not even have knew these people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you
might
know...
not even knew them.
Yeah. But it's just like...
They didn't do any... Listen... They didn't do anything bad to me.
I know.
Just like thought,
yeah.
Like,
look at you, mate.
You're better than me, are you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe I got from them.
Yeah. And obviously, maybe I felt that of some people where we're like, who are you talking to? I mean, but just because I've been there longer, maybe I know them more.
In a way, that started the process of like going down that thing of like everyone's got their own relationship. Like, you know, one of the first questions we talked about or things I asked you about was like, can one Christian be better than the
Yeah,
other?
yeah.
That was where that was coming from.
Yeah.
And I don't need anyone to confirm it.
No.
I know that now.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to go to church because I felt I had to.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Or else.
Yeah.
Or I'm bad. No. I go because I want to. And if I wake up on a Sunday, sometimes I don't want to. I don't go.
Yeah.
I don't give it a second thought.
Yeah, yeah.
I sit, look out the window, smoke cigarettes, see everybody going in.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're no better than me.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, mate. Like, obviously, when I was young, my parents were like, you need to go to church. I'm like, okay.
That's the old sort of way of thinking.
Yeah, yeah. But then, I got old and I was
You
like,
made your own decision.
I'm like, whoa, I can make my own decision. Like, which is pretty wild. It's like, I can get off my face if I want to and no one will tell us off. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't live with my parents anymore, I can go to church or I can just sit at home and whatever. So, it's all down to decision, but I go because obviously I believe, but not because he makes me a better Christian, but because he helps me to be with my people,
The Christians wank.
What a question. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, each to their own.
Yeah. No.
So, no.
Listen, it's a question I want to know. Like, it's a question I want to know, and because we're getting towards the end now, we're going to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, right.
And it's been deep. It's
Wow.
been deep. We've been deep. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a question I thought all the way through, like, if you're going to end it, you have to end on a high note, right? And I thought, and it literally came me on the way to work. I thought, what's the consensus? Like, it's the unsaid thing.
Mate.
Christians masturbate or what?
I mean, I don't go around asking, I'll be honest. Like, I don't be like, hey, mate. Like, but
Did they though?
from some people, yes. But they're trying to be good and not. I know some
Is
experiences.
masturbating bad? Is that against Christian things?
It's very complicated. I don't think so. It's not black and white.
Things change a little bit as time goes on, right? Like, you have to adapt to the times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, what do you mean though? What do you think you just crack one out just because,
No. What I mean is, probably like a long time ago, that sort of thing was frowned upon by the Christian church. But like, it's not 1700 anymore, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's the year 2023. Like, for Christianity and the Church of Christianity to succeed, it has to adapt. It has to tweak a little bit, or it'll get left in history.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I think there are some things that are black and white. Okay?
Yeah.
Some things are black and white,
Yeah. Straight up.
but some things are in a grey area.
And masturbation's one of them.
I'd say that's in a grey area.
But Christians
Yeah?
that masturbate.
Yeah. Are you asking if I do it? Is that
None
the
of my
question?
business.
All right.
None of my business.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dream of asking you that, sir.
No.
No.
That's fair enough.
No.
That's fair enough.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
How dare you?
No, because it's an
Yeah.
interesting question.
Yeah.
Look,
And I'm asking you.
they all have us, everyone, we all have
Right.
struggles.
So do you have struggles?
Yeah.
How often?
Oh, not masturbation struggles. Absolutely not. I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you don't hold anything back.
Fam. It's but what I'm saying, some people might have a drinking problem that they try not to do, right? That some people might try to not smoke or whatever. But I think it's all relevant as well. Like for you, let's say you give up smoking, which you did for a while, and your belly went. Whew, remember, that was matting, fam.
Got big,
Eating
didn't
Greg
I?
like now.
Oh, mate. I was a hungry guy.
You were.
It's true what you say.
Yeah.
That does happen. You just eat and eat and eat. I went massive.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
not massive, but for you.
Yeah, it was fat.
But my point is, if I smoke a cigarette next to you, it might drive you nuts, fam, because you used to struggle with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for every person, whatever they struggle with, it might be a bit different, or what scenario they put themselves in, and trying to protect and trying to be better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
That's how I see it.
So
Christians
it's,
are not perfect.
so it's a long-winded answer of saying, yeah, Christians masturbate.
Yeah,
Okay. That's all we
I
need.
think some don't. Mate, I don't know. It's a grey area.
Right. Great. Okay.
What's the answer when you do a test and it comes up with not a yes or no? It gives you an answer, not a definitive and something like that. Anyway,
Still think it's a grey area, but it's a grey answer as well. You know,
yeah,
it's a grey answer.
yeah.
Maybe.
I'll leave that up to you.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You know.
we can do a poll on Instagram. if you
Yeah.
want.
yeah. Tell you what, you're there on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Just stop it and just say, everyone,
Dan Brown has a question.
do you? And slowly as well. Yeah.
Hand up.
Everybody like that. Stop the music,
Yeah, yeah.
literally mid-song.
Be like, you dead. Imagine. Nah.
No. Yeah, it's a wonder. I wonder.
Well, it's a good
I bet
question.
they do. That's all I'm saying. I bet they do. Are you going to get some pretty irritated people? That's all I'm saying.
Pretty blue ballsy people, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite Hillsong song before we go?
Do I?
We're going to round this up with a song.
My favourite Hillsong song?
Yeah.
Probably Behold.
Behold. I have not heard that.
That's yours, though.
How you know?
I know.
You remember?
Of course I remember.
You know that song there?
Whole Heart, yeah.
You know that's the song that when I walked in that conference. Well, it was there the first day I walked in. They said, "Weird, mate. That's how fucking dodgy things happen, mate." First day I ever walked in that building. That was the song I heard first. You know, one of them big moments of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I went down to that conference thing, I was proper not into it at first. I was thinking this is going to be mental. Some kind of Christian gig. And I remember late as always, typically.
Yep.
We walked through, and I remember walking up the steps, and where sort of the staircase I walked in to this, it was the O2 Arena.
Yeah, yeah.
I was dead center, and I remember walking up, and I could hear it, you know, as I was going up the stairs. And literally, as I got to the top of the stairs, it was this big, like, off it feeling. There was all them, lighters and shit going on, and this was playing. Ooh, one of them proper moving moments.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I was going to blast out mine, but I want to play yours.
Okay.
So this is it. Behold, is it?
It's
Is this the version we want?
yeah.
Beautiful.
Have you heard it before? No?
Well, it does. I might have. It doesn't ring a bell. I have two. I have Wholehearted and Good Grace. They're the ones I like. They're my favourites.
Yeah.
Special, right?
Yeah.
And whatever you believe in, I think the key is just be nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
truth when I can't find it. Like helpless broken heart, like my way until my time on earth is done. Oh, Holy Spirit, breathe in me like kingdom come. Oh, Holy Spirit, let your work kill me be done. Oh, yeah. Sing to my soul. Sing to my soul.
Well, that's pretty beautiful, right? Nice. Yeah, they know how to sing a Jesus song, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But again, yeah, this is great, but this style is not for everyone. You know, that's the beauty of, you know, different aspects of it, I think.
Hey, this, when you need it to, when you're at a trippy time in your life, if you're ever at a time when you need something, a little bit of something, you know, a
Yeah.
little bit of secret sauce, that's where you find it, mate.
Yeah.
Telling you.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Definitely agree.
Ben Bude, my brother. I love you. You're one of this world's beautiful souls. And I want to thank you, not just for coming, but I want to thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah?
Thank you, brother.
We need a smaller table, right?
Yeah, man. Love you, man.
I love it.